Hi everybody, so I'm Nicolas. As you can hear, I'm French, but don't worry, I think you will understand my accent. If not, here's Shane.
Hi everybody, and I'm going to try to help smooth out anything and kind of Canadianize some of his presentation. Let's put it that way.
So me, I'm working for Digital Yachts, who are UK marine electronics manufacturer. In case you don't know us, we won the Queen Award this year. So we went to Buckingham anyway, and Shane is from Indy Marine.
Yeah, so I own Indy Marine, and we're the importer and the distributor for Canada for Digital Yachts. So we're going to come together and give you a Canadian presentation.
So today, I've been told that apparently those guys before took too long, so I have to run, to be fast for the presentations. So I'm going to discuss about two topics: how to use your tablet for navigations, or how to get internet on board. Is there any of you here who is here for tablet navigations? Or nobody?
One, two,
Just
few people.
Oh, that's all right then.
Okay.
In that case, I'm going to explain it well. Because at first, I might have skipped it, but it's fine. I'm going to explain it. Thanks for you guys. Right. So, portable navigations is the first topic. Is how to use your tablet or PC for navigations. I guess most of you here have a tablet or smartphone. Smartphone, I guess I don't need to ask the questions. And tablets, probably some of you. So what is nice with a tablet, like my iPad here or my Android here, is quite cheap. You can buy those nice waterproof case on Amazon for like 40 Canadian dollars, compared to a chart plotter, which is like $1,500. And actually, no, iPad are actually more powerful than a chart plotter, in case you didn't know. So it's nice to have a chart plotter, but if you need to upgrade the charts or do any extra features like doing emails whatsoever, obviously you can't. And now on tablet, you got hundreds of apps and software for all sorts of things. Such as, if you want, you can manage your autopilot from your tablet, which probably most of you don't know here, or you can do routing, weather forecast, display all the navigation data like AIS, wind, depth, speed, use apps like Navionics or whatsoever to have a nice chart, and here it is. But what a tablet cannot do is obviously getting those live data or making a DSC call or display wind data, AIS, all sorts of things. But by connecting a tablet to your equipment on board, whether it's a very old 25 years old equipment to a brand new BNG system, actually your tablet can be connected to a navigation system. So how we do that? As most of you must be aware, all the equipment system, whether it's BNG, Simrad, Raymarine, they are using a format called NMEA. So most of the old sensors, like Raymarine C80, BNG Hydra 2000, they use a format called NMEA 0183, and the newest one is called NMEA 2000. So by connecting what we call an NMEA to Wi-Fi server or USB, we are going to connect this to your equipment on board, no matter what type of instrument or chart plotter or autopilot you have on board, and all the data will be transferred to your tablet. And then you can basically do a nice display of, let's say, all your depth, wind, etc., manage your autopilot, all sort of things. So why having an expensive chart plotter where you can actually use your tablet? And if you guys ever sail down to Bahamas, in Bahamas, when it's very hot, most of your chart plotter, if it's you got too much sun and warm, your chart plotter might actually be turned off. So if you use a tablet, if it's too hot, you can just put it down below, even put it in the fridge, and that's fine. That's the beauty of using tablet. Also, you can bring it back home, prepare your routing on your tablet. You can do all sorts of things. It's flexible, good price, and perfect. But
so the other thing you can do with a tablet is you can have a second. So this is like a second station. So essentially, what you can do with that is, if you have your autopilot or your chart plotter at your helm station, you can put your tablet in your salon, or oftentimes what I'll do is I'll run my chart plotter and then I'll put my tablet side by side so I can have all my NMEA 2000 data or even another set of charts on my tablet, and I can also have my chart plotter side by side. So in the Bahamas, for example, Navionics is okay, but Aqua Maps is a little bit better. It uses Explorer charts, so I run both side by side. So that's another good thing as well too.
Thanks. And since a lot of people also asked me during the show, even now we can also overlay radar on your tablet. You know, radar from Furuno, Garmin, or whatsoever is around $3,500 at the moment. If you just look for one with Wi-Fi built-in, it's $1,500. So this is quite cheap. And then your screen just on your iPad, so you can overlay AIS, radar, all your navigation data onto your tablet for a fraction of the cost of having just a display for your radar from whatever the brand you're using. So all of this is doable with tablet navigations. So now we'll go to the next step, which is about internet connectivity. And for those who want to find out more about tablet nav, I will be right there after the presentation on booth G239 with Indy Marine. So the big next discussion obviously is internet on board. Most of you here are here for that. Internet, we all take it for granted, but can you get good internet on board? It's quite tough. Most of the marina Wi-Fi hotspot, especially here in Canada, we all know is terrible, honestly. So there are a lot of options now to get a fast internet. So let's talk about the first one. It's obviously Wi-Fi hotspot. Bars, it's nice, you have a drink, you get the password, and you go back inside your boat, free internet. But let's say a few people are connecting onto that Wi-Fi, and nothing you can do. Same with the marinas whatsoever. Then is a cellular booster, or what we call a 4G booster, which can get a range up to 40 miles offshore. And then the last option to get internet on board is satellite. So obviously you guys are gonna want to talk about Starlink. I'm gonna discuss about Starlink later on. But satellite in general with Intertelian, Iridium, all those companies, obviously overly expensive. So let's discuss about the most important options from my point of view is 4G. So as I say, Wi-Fi hotspot is nice, but most of the time the internet is very poor. You need a password, so relying on an outside Wi-Fi hotspot, which may or not be good. With 4G, actually, all you need is a SIM card, and Shane will explain afterwards about the SIM card. But by putting any SIM card inside from Rogers or whatsoever, you are actually going to get internet up to 40 miles offshore. And not only this will increase the range of the internet, you will also increase the speed. So you can get internet up to 300 megabytes per second. And this is super fast. It's like internet back home. So if you want to work on your boat, do Zoom with hundreds of colleagues all around the world, download your grip files whatsoever, that's possible with the 4G booster. It's very simple. Installations, you just fit 2 antennas. So on an arch, you've got solar panels on each side of the solar panels. For spreader, on the fly bridge, easy. Then you just feed the SIM card, even simpler. Sorry. Yeah, big. So the price, it starts from $1,000 for a 4G booster, depending on which I will explain you after. And you are all gonna tell me about 5G. I'm not sure if you're aware, but 5G is very, very short range. So basically, if you guys in Canada want to have 5G at sea, your government is going to need to install 5G antennas every 300 meters. So nice 5G antennas everywhere, in your forest, in your lake, not quite. So with a 4G booster, they really increase the speed up to 300 megabytes. So do we need 5G at sea? I don't think so. You will never get 5G at 40 miles offshore. It will only be maximum 2 or 3 miles with what we call a 5G booster, like we do also. But for me, from my personal point of view as a manufacturer, 5G at sea is pointless. With 300 megabytes, it can be 20 people connected to the Wi-Fi hotspot. You will still get very fast internet access on board. So now, Mr. Chen is going to discuss about the SIM card.
Right, so everybody asked me, okay, whenever they call the carrier, be it Bell, Rogers, TELUS, or any of the other ones, these are the 3 main ones. if you talk to them and you say I want a data SIM, the first thing they're going to try to do is, well, depending on who you're talking to on the phone, they might actually not really understand that. And then if you try to say, okay, I want to be able to have it in my boat, then they're going to try to sell you a very expensive cellular package, okay? And that doesn't really work. What you need to tell them is, I want a tablet SIM, and just use those words, tablet SIM, and I want it to share my cell phone plan. So most of you have cell phone plans that have at least 6 gigs of data. Most people are getting 20 these days, and a lot of people are now starting to get 50 gigs of data on their phone. So what you can do is, if you get a tablet SIM, it costs you $10 one time only, and you pay $10 for the SIM. You can go into a Bell or Rogers or Telus store and you can pay $10 for a tablet SIM. When you get home, you activate it on either a tablet or your phone, and after you activate it, then you can put it into your router, the 4G router, and now you'll have internet in your boat and you don't have to pay any more. So it shares the data that you're already paying for on your phone, and that's the advantage right there. So this took me countless phone calls and countless struggles with my carrier to figure this out. And then literally there was one point I was talking to this guy for almost an hour, and I finally stopped. I said, look, and then I just said, I really want a tablet SIM. And he goes, oh, no problem, $10. I'll put it on your account and it'll be in your mailbox in 3 to 5 days. So then after that, I just started telling people, just get a tablet SIM, and they understand that. So it'll get better over time when those guys figure out what's happening. But for the most part, a tablet SIM is the right way to go. And that seems to work quite well. I have heard some people who say that, they get some complaints from Rogers and Bell about them using it more like a hotspot, but they're starting to kind of get over that, and they're starting to get with the program. In the US, you can buy just data SIMs. And anybody who's traveling from Canada to the US and Bahamas, which we just did, we bought a Google Fi plan while we were in the US, and you get free data SIMs with that, and that works brilliant, and it works across all 3 countries, and in fact it works with another 190 countries. So that's another way to go as well too. If you have any questions about that, you can come and see me after, but it's called Google Fi. Okay?
Thanks for that. So now, Starlink, right? Especially here in Canada, many of you guys came to discuss to me about Starlink. A few things you need to know about Starlink. Obviously, it's quite pricey. It's $170 so far, but it's only in beta mode right now. And Mr. Elon Musk, you can all check out online, he announced that he's going to stop the RV plan for all the boaters. In lake, if you use Starlink inside the lake, I don't think you will be able to try to see that. But if you use in the oceans the Starlink RV system, it's going to stop that. So you're gonna have,
Yeah, just so you hear, it's RV. So when not, sorry, that's French.
Right.
But so yeah, typically Starlink, most people buy for the boats, they buy the RV model. And there has been rumors now that they're going to start for boats. They're not going to allow you to use the RV model, or they're going to increase the price. So we're not sure what's going to happen there, but even without that, you can see that the pricing, you're paying between $150 and $170 a month for the Starlink. You're also still going to have your 2 phones or your phones, so you're still paying for your phone data as well too. And for us, when we added all that up, it was close to $250 a month. We just decided to use the phone and the tablet SIM, and that became just our phone plan, so there's no extra charge. So that's what we decided. Everybody has their own preference. Starlink is very fast, but again, is Starlink going to be available in the future, and are you going to have some problems? The other thing with Starlink that nobody actually thinks about as well is it uses a fair amount of power. So I've heard anywhere from 5 to 10 amps continuously as it's using. So you're gonna have to factor that in your battery capacity and usage as well too. So you have to think about that, your solar plan, how you're gonna charge that up. Whereas with the routers, you're talking milliamps in terms of usage. So the power usage, 300 milliamps. So it's very small.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
So at the end, you really need Starlink was cheaper with a 4G booster, and a 4G booster also increase your speed it's a 30 megabytes per second. You can basically download movie in like a couple of seconds with a 4G booster. It's fast enough. However, for those that are planning to do a long crossing of oceans or whatever, then yes, you should have a look at the Starlink system, where you can combine it with a 4G booster like my products and with a Starlink. So then when you're in the middle of the sea, let's say 100 miles offshore, you can use Starlink, and when you go back near the shore, you can use your 4G data plan again. But when you use the Starlink offshore plan, bear in mind around $5,000 a month. So do you really need that internet in the middle of the sea? Not quite. Best to go with Helium Go, you can download your group file, you do your crossing, and that's it, easy peasy. So coming back to the internet connectivity, one point I wanted to add as well is about connecting your boat not only to internet, but to everything else, such as your data. So earlier, I talked to you about the NMEA to Wi-Fi server. Actually, the NMEA to Wi-Fi is built in within the 4G booster called 4G Extreme. So the 4G Extreme not only will give you internet up to 40 miles offshore, it will also get all your navigation data, which you will then get all your navigation data on your tablet, PC. So really, it combines both systems together. But as well, by adding nav alerts, which is an NMEA alarms, where you can set up anchor alarms, collision alarms, engine alarms about your battery, about any data you want to, you can also get for free a remote access of all your data, which is nice. You are in a bar, you can get a message about where is your boat located, what's about your battery. I know the guys from Victron was explaining his system. Is a Victron, you connect the Victron to our 4G Extreme, you will get a remote access of all your Victron battery. So by using the 4G Extreme, you will really have a fully connected boat, not only for internet, but as well for all your navigation data and a remote access and monitoring of your boat. So things to remember, because I know I need to rush today. So basically, if you just want to connect your tablet for navigations and use an iPad with iNavX, Navionics, whatsoever, you must use an NMEA to Wi-Fi or USB. If you don't know which apps, navigation apps or software to use, come over to my booth or contact me via email. We have published a list of all the best iOS or Android apps to use. Also on my blog, we test hundreds of apps and software, so I can tell you which one is the best based on your locations and setting. And then if you want a very good internet connectivity on board, I recommend you a 4G booster, such as a 4G Extreme or 5G if you really want to have a 5G booster, even though I think it's pointless. And with a 4G booster, you will get a very fast internet access on board, and with a 4G Extreme, as well as all your navigation data. So thanks for your time today. So now I know we got 10 minutes for questions. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here to reply to.
Actually, there was a gentleman there with your black shirt. You had a question?
Yeah, up to 7 tablets.
So there's the question was, are you able to have multiple tablets? Maybe your tablet, your phone, all those other things, or PC, and you can have up to 7 tablets connected, all in sync, kind of thing. Any other questions?
Sorry?
No?
Yeah. Easy crowd.
Yeah.
Can you connect with a Wi-Fi router to have access with the internet at the same time on the Navlink?
Yeah, because Navlink, what is with my products, and so I've shown you about the Furio radar, we can merge the built-in Wi-Fi to an existing Wi-Fi network. So we can do that with your system.
So the question was, can you use Wi-Fi like from your marina, right? Yeah. So with just a toggle switch, what you do is you set it up so that it pulls the Wi-Fi from the marina. If that falls down, which oftentimes it does or slows down, you can have an automatic fall over to 4G, and now you're using your 4G from there, from your cellular. Any other questions? So if you want to get into any other discussions or questions, or you want to kind of map out how this would work on your boat, come over to the Indy Marine booth, and Nicholas will be there today and tomorrow. After that point, you can send an email to me at info@indymarine.com, and I'll be able to answer any of your questions. And we'll try to map things out for you and tell you what's the right package to buy, and how you connect it all together.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks for your time
Thank
today.
you very much.
See you soon.